Welcome back to Fairfax Pilates. I'm Brittany, and today's class is a mat Pilates based workout. No equipment needed, all levels. So when you're ready, let's begin. All right, everyone, let's begin. You're going to start standing at the end of the mat, and as you're ready, we're going to nod our head and round through our spine as we reach our hands all the way down to the ground. Once you're down there, enjoy that forward fold stretch for just a moment. Lengthen the spine. Breathe in, and then fold forward again. Let's go ahead and do that just a couple of times here. Lengthen out, shoulders away from the ears, and then we round down. Knees are generously bent. Walking our hands out and find yourselves in a plank position. Holding here, feel the warmth in your core, and we're going to shift our hips up nice and high and slowly pedal the feet, stretching the lower leg and warming up the body. Rounding through the spine, and take your shape over the hands and maintain a plank position. And then we're going to just shift back into that downward dog where we're doing those walking feet. And we'll just go through this a couple of times to get some warmth and mobilize all the large joints in our bodies. Final time here, just pedaling out the feet. And after you pedal those feet a bit, steady yourselves, round, and take your shape forward into a strong plank. From here, we're just bending and straightening the knees. Notice the change in where the abdominals are straining here. They should fluctuate around the lower abs. And then we're going to lift back up into that downward dog again, taking the shape forward this time and lower yourself all the way to your stomach. We're going to open our legs laterally rotated and press into the palms to extend the spine. Let's do that just a couple of times here. Inhaling as you lift and exhaling to lower the upper body down to the mat. Making sure that the shoulders stay away from the ears. Windshield wiper those legs side to side here. Open up the lower back. All right, so as you're ready, we're going to slowly push up into that push-up position, walking those feet a bit closer together, and then we're just going to sort of slow motion run it out there. Just feel the abs working, getting warm. And you can go any pace that you choose here, and we're going to slowly bend the knees and then push them both to straight. So again, any pace that you choose there, and then drop the knees down and round your back as much as you can there, creating flexion particularly in the lower back. Shift your weight forward, open the upper back, and then back again to that rounded shape. So just move with your breath here. Inhale forward, and then exhale as you round the back and take your weight back towards the feet. So we'll do that a few times. It opens the chest, mobilizes all the vertebrae in the spine, and of course stretches through the wrist. All right, on to our side. Create a side body position here, angling the feet slightly forward, right into single leg kick. Inhale, the leg travels to the front, and then exhale to the back. Inhale forward and exhale back. Kick, kick, and sweep. And sweep. Good. So we want to keep our shoulders stacked, ribs and hips stacked as well. Maintaining the balance. You should feel quite a bit of obliques here. Straighten your body, strong line from your head to your feet. Inhale up and then exhale down. Lift the leg and then press with the inner thigh down towards the bottom leg. Gonna get about 8, and then we draw little circles just the size of a dinner plate, and trying to keep the rest of you fairly still here. The work really is in the non-moving body parts, so try your best to maintain stability. we're going to lift and lower the bottom leg to meet the top leg that is floating at hip height. Lift and lower the leg, lift and lower. And now the legs lift and lower as a team. Squeezing up against the gravity with the bottom leg and carrying the weight of the top leg with it. Lift and lower. Just a few more. Long arm down, top hand on the thigh, and you lift, true side bend, head and feet lifting at the same time, trying to clear the elbow and the underarm of the bottom arm off the mat as you rise. Lift on the exhale, inhale down. Little pulses here at the top. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, bend the knee, and just enjoy a nice spine rotation. Open the palms to face up, and breathe. All right, as we make our way over to the other side, we're going to pause and do some tricep push-ups here. Staying on the front of the thighs, let's keep those elbows narrow, and you lower your chest to the mat and press those arms completely straight, going for 8 to 10 repetitions of our planks and our push-ups. All right, a little bit of round back stretch recovery in between, and then we're going to make our way to the other side. Angling the legs forward and support the head with the bottom arm. Hip height the top leg, we kick twice to the front and once to the back. Kick, kick, and sweep. Kick, kick, and sweep. Inhale forward and exhale back. Going for 8 of these, and then legs are out straight line. Lift and lower. Point on the lift and flex as you press. Lift and flex and point and flex. So not only are we mobilizing the joint here, but you should feel some warmth in the inner thighs. Circle, circle. Hip height, dinner plate size. That top hand is just resting right on your obliques. You should feel those working here. Trying to keep your body pretty still. Now the top leg is your destination. Lift the bottom leg to meet it. Squeeze and lower. Squeeze and lower. So this is one where it's very easy to move around, but try to keep the body steady except for those moving legs. Squeeze and lower. 8 of all of these variations here. Last couple, and then long arm. We lift at the same time as our legs. Think head and feet lifting at the same time. We squeeze and lift and lower down. 8 for all variations. We're going to come to that nice, enjoyable side twist here. So just taking one leg off to the side, open the palms face up, letter T. Okay, making our way onto our backs. We're going to leave the head and shoulders down, hands behind the head. Bring the legs up to tabletop here, and we're going to leave the head down as we do our single leg stretch through the legs to put more emphasis into the lower abs. And reach and reach and reach. Good. Going the lower you go with the straight leg, the harder it is. All right, now notice slow here. Leg head in between. Bring the leg into tabletop and then rotate up and across toward that bent knee. Reach, twist, return. Reach, twist, return. Long leg and over. Long leg and over. So by breaking it down slower, it is a bit more challenging. We're going to stay up in that upper curl, both legs moving in and out as a team here. Sending the legs forward and return. Exhale, legs out, inhale, they back. We're just going to keep the upper body nice and steady here. Now, stay low with those legs. What your working level is. Keep your low back connected to the ground, protected by your abdominals. And then over, under, over, under, over, under. So we're just crisscrossing those legs, and we're going to start climbing all the way to the top. And then keep that over-under rhythm as you slowly lower down. We're going to go about 10 times on each. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, so we're going to keep doing that. Now bend the knees in, reaching the arms forward, and let's go ahead and just stretch out those hip flexors with some gentle bridges. You're starting from the tail, curling under to lift, and then slowly lowering your way back to the mat. Really paying attention that your legs stay parallel as you lift up through your bridge, scooping the tummy in, tail under, and rise all the way to the top. Last time here, and then articulate down. Just allow the knees to gently sway right and left, loosening up and relaxing the lower back. We're going to reset and go into our bridges again, scooping up, taking one leg up toward the ceiling, and lower and lift single leg bridges, driving through the heel of your foot and squeezing through the glutes. And 3, 2, 1. We're going to open the leg out and up. Try to keep the pelvis stationary as you open your leg wide to the side. And up and wide and up, placing the foot down, lower in between. Breath in, lift, taking the right leg up, lower, we're going to go straight down and up. And 2, 3, 4 more, 4, 3, 2, we're going to hold the leg up, and now wide center. As you're opening your leg wide, try not to rock the pelvis or move the stationary leg. Last one. And we're going to place the foot down. Slowly melt back to the mat. Grabbing the knees in towards the chest and do a little gentle rock side to side, massaging the lower back. From here, just rocking forward and back, massaging the low back here a little bit. No intention of coming up the first few, and then all the way up you go. All right, sending those legs out straight, and we're simply reaching our arms straight forward, hands down to the center of the earth here. And then we build our bodies up nice and tall. Open up and reach forward. Let's keep those feet dorsiflexed, pointed straight up toward the ceiling, and then we rise back up nice and tall. Hands behind the head. We're going to rotate 2, 3 to one side, and 1, 2, 3 to the other. And right, 2, 3, and left, 2, 3. As you rotate here, keeping your backs nice and tall, legs steady and still. 1, 2, and 3. Keeping that upright posture and just getting the rotation through the upper body. All right, legs come together and knees slightly bend. We're going to curl through the tail and roll back and stay. And then just dive over the thighs and rebuild the spine to tall. Neck pull, scooping to stay back. Inhale, breath. Exhale, diving over the legs, and then inhale, we are straight up. Curling under, stay. And then driving over the legs, and then up we go to tall. Sending those legs out. We're going to hinge back as long as you can stay flat until you have to round to roll down safely. Arms come all the way up and just reach over your feet. Nice straight back. Inhale, we hinge, and then tuck the tail and roll safely down. And roll your way back up. So we're combining a neck pull with a traditional roll up just to get maximum mobility out of our backs. And then we reach and roll forward. This is a great way to work on your roll up. So we get that strength and that mobility of the spine and all the back muscles that parallel the spine. Making sure you're far enough forward, we're going to go through some rollovers. Rolling back, send those legs overhead. And now slowly we're rolling down, but we are going to chase our feet up for a roll-up combo. Roll over and roll up combo. We do get to use a little momentum in this. Great way to work on your rollovers and your roll-ups and to just really mobilize through the back. And then slow it down. All right, we're flat. Now just the rollovers. So we're anchoring the head and shoulders and we're just working the low body. So sending the legs overhead. If you can tap the floor, do it. And then come down with slow control. Inhale, we go over. And then exhale, we slowly roll down. One of the great ways to isolate the lower abdomen here is to just do this roll over. If the straight legs aren't happening, you can do a prep with just bent knees. All right, now just the roll up. So we leave the legs anchored down and we lead with the upper body this time. So arms overhead, arms go first, head, neck, and shoulders follow the reaching hands, and you go all the way over to your feet. The slower you go, the harder it is. Just a few here. Reaching forward. Stretch feels very nice. How about we get one more? All the way up and over. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And just enjoy the forward fold stretching. Let those legs spiral in and out just a couple of times. All right, nice and tall. Let's flip it to our side here. We're going to do a modified side plank. So our forearm is directly below the shoulder on the knees, and we're going to lift and lower the hips. So we don't need the full weight of the leg for this variation. We're just lifting and lowering the hips. Top leg is up and down. You're going to hold that straight body side plank as you lift and lower the legs. Hip height and down. Now reach the top arm and bend elbow to knee. Lengthen and pull. So we're still holding that isometric side plank with that bottom arm, and now we're just adding that mobility to challenge the stability of our obliques. And now bending the knees, sitting up and doing an abbreviated mermaid here, reaching the arm up nice and long and just stretching through that side body. Maybe a little rotation downward to stretch through the lower back slightly. And then, of course, we're doing the other side. So get yourselves in a side plank position here, supporting forearm under the shoulder, and we lift and lower. Just hip hinging here. Lift and lower, lift and lower. We're going for 8, and then we lift and lower the top leg. Let's keep that bottom arm right under the shoulder here. Reach and bend. Make sure your shoulder is right over your forearm. Reach and 2, 3, and 4, 5, always to 8, 6, 7, last one, and 8. Set it down, mermaid, here we come, taking that outside arm overhead toward the feet. Maybe you're pulling on it, maybe you're just reaching, and then if you like, you can do a slight rotation down to pull into the lower back. Once we are here, go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable seated position here. Give yourself a little movement of the head and neck. Maybe you're going to roll your head around, you could move your shoulders, whatever feels nice here as you are winding down. Just take a couple of breaths. You have done so well, and I hope that you feel absolutely amazing. So, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our class. If you'd like to see more classes like this, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, share with a friend, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day.